Hi, kindergarten. It's Miss Cliff. Today we're going to be reading a Level J book called All About Snakes. So what is the first word that comes to mind when you think of snakes? Think about that for a moment. Was it gross or beautiful? Or dangerous or amazing? Today you'll get to decide how you feel about snakes. So we're going to preview the table of contents for our nonfiction text to see what we'll be reading about today. We're also going to be focusing on the question, what is a snake? Here are some words that you'll need to know, and you'll be going into the glossary to look up the definitions. Fangs, hibernate, prey, reptiles, scales, venom. Let's take a look at the table of contents. Here in the table of contents, we see the introduction. We will also read about where do snakes live. We will learn about snake traits. We will learn about what do snakes hunt and how. And then we will read a conclusion. We know the glossary is all the way in the back of the book and covers those words to know. Most books have a main idea or a general topic that is the subject of the book. The extra information that helps explain the main idea are called the details. The title usually provides clues about the main idea. For example, our book today, can you guess the main idea? Snakes is the main idea in our book today. Now, engaged readers recall, talk about, and write about what they've read by using the main idea and details from the text to create a summary. A summary is a brief overview of the most important information in the text, and it usually answers the questions who, what, when, where, and why. Now, before you begin reading, you're going to go to the glossary on page 16, which we saw in our table of contents. You are going to review the words and their meanings. Then you will read to find out more about snakes and to answer our focus question, what is a snake? And today you're going to be writing a summary. So you are going to need some items before you get started. You are going to need a key details chart that looks like this. You will need your key details chart to use while you are reading. While you're reading, I also want you to pause the video on this slide. This is going to provide you some questions that you are going to answer while you're reading. So here it says, pause the video, and you're going to read the whole book first. Then you're going to go back and reread and use these questions as guides to help you recall the most important information in the text. Make sure you stop while reading to record the details on your chart that are most important to describe the main idea. These details will later help you summarize the text. So pause the video here, and while you read, I want you to stop and answer these questions. Those are going to help you find the most important details that you're going to write onto your key details chart. I have my example of my key details chart just so you can look at what it might look like. So in the middle of my key details chart, I have my main idea, which is snakes. And then in the little bubbles all around, I have different details that I read about in my book and I wrote down that help me answer that focus question, what is a snake? And those details are going to help me write my summary later. So pause the video and go do that. And when you're finished, come on back to me. I want to share some of the key details that I wrote down on my chart, and they might help you if you needed some additional details to add to your chart. In the middle of my chart, you'll see that I have the main idea here, snakes. Here I wrote they live on land or near water. I have that they are reptiles They control their body temperature by moving to warmer or cooler places. Here I wrote cold weather means that they hibernate. Warm weather means they do not hibernate. They're covered in scales that help them push against the surface to move. They shed their old skin when they grow. Another detail is that some snakes lay eggs and some do not. Another detail is that their tongues help them taste the air so they can find prey, and they swallow their prey whole without chewing. Another detail is that some snakes squeeze their prey and others use venom. So those are the examples that I put on my key details chart that are going to help me write a summary. You're going to write a summary all about snakes using the details from your chart, which is the most important information from the text. This should answer the question, what is a snake? When you're finished with this, you are going to also complete the quick check for comprehension and turn both of these assignments in on Google Classroom. Now, I do have one bonus thing for you when you do finish your writing assignment. I have a bonus craft for you. I thought it would be fun to make an art connection with our book all about snakes. So when you're finished with your writing, I have a snake that you can print out and you could paint or you could color it and cut it out. I also have some other ideas if you want to make a snake craft all on your own. Here are some examples of other crafts that you might do to make your own snake. Here you see a paper plate snake. It's kind of a spiral shape like the one I'm going to provide you. Another one is a paper chain snake. Here you can see the snake that I'm going to give you someone painted. Or you could even use the bottom of your egg carton, flip it over and paint it or color it to make a snake. I hope that you get creative with this activity and have fun reading all about snakes and writing all about snakes. Great job today, friends. I will see you later. Bye.